17. Hydrogen peroxide. Summer uses most people don't know. Did you know that one of the most powerful summer secrets is hiding in your medicine cabinet? And it costs less than $2? Before you read another word, do yourself a favor. Hit that subscribe button and smash the like button below. Every week, we drop life-changing tips just like this one, and you don't want to miss a single one. Now, let's dive deep into something that is about to completely change how you handle summer. Hydrogen peroxide. The bottle. You've been ignoring. There it sits, tucked behind the cotton balls, beside the old Band-Aids. Inside the bathroom cabinet you only open when something goes wrong. That brown plastic bottle with the simple white label. Hydrogen peroxide. Most people grab it exactly once, when they cut themselves, and then forget it exists for the next 2 years. That is one of the biggest mistakes you can make, especially during summer. Because here is the truth. That humble little bottle is one of the most versatile, powerful, and affordable tools you own. And during the summer months specifically, it becomes almost indispensable. From your skin to your garden, from your pool to your kitchen, from your laundry to your hair, hydrogen peroxide does things that specialized, expensive products simply cannot match, at a fraction of the price. We are talking about the 3% concentration hydrogen peroxide you find at any drugstore or supermarket. Not the industrial strength stuff. Just the ordinary, everyday bottle that most people completely overlook. By the time you finish reading this, you will look at that brown bottle in a completely different way. And you will probably be sending this article to every person you know. Let's go through all 17 summer uses one by one. 1. Treat sunburns faster than you think possible. Summer and sunburns go together like beaches and bad decisions. You know you should have reapplied sunscreen. You didn't. Now your shoulders are the color of a stop sign, and every cotton shirt feels like sandpaper against your skin. Here is where hydrogen peroxide comes in. Dilute it slightly with water, about a 50-50 mix, and gently apply it to the burned area using a soft cloth or cotton pad. The antiseptic properties help prevent any bacterial infection that can occur when the skin barrier is compromised by a burn. More importantly, it helps cool the inflamed tissue and can reduce the burning sensation significantly. For best results, do this within the first hour of noticing the burn, and follow it up with a good aloe vera gel. Many people report that combining hydrogen peroxide with aloe creates one of the most effective sunburn recovery treatments they have ever used. Completely natural, completely inexpensive. 2. Whiten your teeth before every summer event. Summer is wedding season, reunion season, outdoor photo season. It is the time of year when people are constantly smiling in photographs, and there is no filter strong enough to fix yellowed teeth. Hydrogen peroxide is literally the active ingredient in almost every professional and over-the-counter teeth whitening product on the market. The difference is that those products charge you $20, $40, sometimes $100 for a tiny amount of the stuff mixed with flavoring and gel. You can do it yourself. Mix a small amount of 3% hydrogen peroxide with an equal part of water and swish it around in your mouth for about 60 seconds, then spit. Do not swallow it. Do this a few times a week, and within 2 to 3 weeks, you will notice a real, visible difference in the whiteness of your teeth. Some people add a small amount of baking soda to make a paste and brush with it gently. This combination is incredibly effective. Just do not do it every single day. 2 to 3 times per week is plenty to avoid any enamel sensitivity. 3. Eliminate foot odor from sweaty summer shoes. There is nothing glamorous about this one, but it needs to be said. Summer heat plus closed shoes plus active feet equals a smell that could clear a room. Sandals help, but not everyone wears them all the time, and athletic shoes during summer workouts can become genuinely offensive in a matter of days. Hydrogen peroxide kills the bacteria responsible for foot odor. Soak your feet in a basin of warm water with a cup of 3% hydrogen peroxide for about 20 minutes, 2 or 3 times a week. It neutralizes odor-causing bacteria on the skin and helps with any minor fungal issues that tend to flare up in the heat. For your shoes, spray the insides lightly with undiluted hydrogen peroxide. Let them sit for 10 minutes, then allow them to air dry completely before wearing. This sanitizes the interior and dramatically reduces odor. Do this once a week during summer, and you will notice a significant improvement almost immediately. 4. Clean and disinfect your outdoor furniture. Summer living happens outside. Barbecues, pool days, garden parties. Your outdoor furniture takes a beating. Between the rain, the pollen, the bird droppings, the sunscreen residue, and the general grime of an active outdoor season, outdoor furniture can become genuinely disgusting even when it looks relatively clean. A spray bottle filled with undiluted 3% hydrogen peroxide is one of the best outdoor furniture cleaners you will ever use. Spray it on, let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes, and wipe it down. It kills mold, mildew, bacteria, and viruses on contact. It is safe for most materials, including plastic, resin, metal, and sealed wood. It leaves no toxic residue, which makes it perfect for surfaces where children and pets sit and play. It is also extraordinarily effective on umbrella fabric, where mold and mildew love to develop after summer rains. Spray it on the fabric, let the sun do the rest, and watch the mold disappear. 5. Keep your pool or hot tub cleaner with less chemicals. This one surprises people, but hydrogen peroxide has been used as an alternative pool sanitizer for years. While it works differently from chlorine and is typically used in combination with UV filtration systems for full pool maintenance, it can be used in hot tubs and smaller water features very effectively. For a hot tub, food-grade 35% hydrogen peroxide, diluted carefully, is used by many natural living enthusiasts as a chlorine alternative. However, even with the standard 3% version, you can add it to decorative fountains, small garden ponds, and water features to keep them clean and algae-free throughout the summer without introducing harsh chemicals that can harm plants and animals nearby. Always research the appropriate concentrations before using it in any water system where people will be swimming, but know that hydrogen peroxide is genuinely one of the most effective natural sanitizers available. 6. Kill weeds in your garden without poison. Summer gardening is one of life's great pleasures until the weeds take over. And while there are dozens of chemical herbicides available, many people are understandably reluctant to spray toxic compounds near their vegetables, flowers, children, and pets. A concentrated spray of hydrogen peroxide kills weeds effectively. Use the standard 3% solution undiluted, or increase the effectiveness by using a higher concentration if available. Spray directly onto the leaves and stems of the weeds on a sunny day. The hydrogen peroxide oxidizes the plant tissue, causing it to wither and die without leaving any harmful residue in the soil. It is not quite as fast as chemical herbicides, and it may take 2 or 3 applications for stubborn weeds. But for paths, patios, and areas between garden beds, it is one of the safest and most effective natural weed killers available. 7. Sanitize your cooler between uses. Think about what lives inside a cooler after a summer outing. Melted ice mixed with raw meat juices, sunscreen-covered hands reaching inside for drinks, food residue in every corner. Coolers are genuinely one of the most bacteria-laden objects in any household during summer, and most people simply rinse them out and put them away. Hydrogen peroxide sanitizes a cooler completely. After rinsing, spray the entire interior, every surface, every corner, every seal, with undiluted 3% hydrogen peroxide. Let it sit for 10 minutes, then rinse once more, and allow it to air dry with the lid open. This kills salmonella, E. coli, listeria, and virtually every other pathogen that summer food storage can introduce. If you are storing raw meat or fish in your cooler regularly, make this a habit after every single outing. 8. Lighten your hair naturally. This is perhaps the most famous non-medical use of hydrogen peroxide, and for good reason. Sun-kissed highlights are the beauty standard of summer, and hydrogen peroxide has been creating them naturally for generations. Dilute hydrogen peroxide to about a 1.5% to 2% concentration by mixing it half and half with water. Apply it to the sections of hair you want to lighten using a brush or spray bottle, then sit in the sun for 30 to 60 minutes before rinsing out. Repeat this process over several weeks for gradual, natural-looking lightening that mimics what the sun itself does to hair. This works best on naturally lighter hair and can be harsh if overused, so be patient, moisturize your hair well between treatments, and stop when you reach the level of lightness you want. The results, done correctly, are genuinely beautiful and cost almost nothing compared to salon highlights. 9. Treat minor ear infections from swimming. Swimmer's ear is the bane of summer. That itchy, painful, clogged feeling after a day at the pool or beach is caused by water trapped in the ear canal that creates a perfect environment for bacterial or fungal growth. A few drops of diluted hydrogen peroxide, mixed 50-50 with water, placed in the affected ear and allowed to sit for 1 minute before draining can help break up the debris and kill the bacteria responsible. Many doctors actually recommend this approach for mild cases. Tilt your head, place 3 or 4 drops in the affected ear, let the gentle fizzing action do its work for a minute, then tilt your head the other way to let it drain. Follow with a few drops of rubbing alcohol to help dry any remaining moisture. For mild cases, this can resolve the problem completely within a day or two. Important: do not use this approach if you suspect a ruptured eardrum or if you have ear tubes. When in doubt, see a doctor. 10. Remove grass and mud stains from summer clothing. Summer is the season of stained clothes. Grass stains from the lawn, mud from the garden, berry juice from fruit picking, ketchup from barbecues. White and light-colored summer clothing takes an absolute beating. Hydrogen peroxide is one of the most effective stain removers in existence, particularly for organic stains like blood, grass, berries, and food. Apply it directly to the stain. Let it fizz and work for 5 to 10 minutes, then rinse with cold water before washing normally. For stubborn stains, add a little dish soap and gently work it in before rinsing. It works particularly well on white fabric because it also has mild bleaching properties, which brighten the surrounding fabric while removing the stain. For colored clothing, test on a hidden area first, as it can lighten some dyes. 11. Disinfect fruits and vegetables from the market. Summer is peak season for fresh produce, and summer is also peak season for foodborne illness. The combination of heat and handling creates real risks with fresh fruits and vegetables. Hydrogen peroxide is an effective, food-safe produce wash. Spray your fruits and vegetables with 3% hydrogen peroxide, let it sit for 1 to 2 minutes, then rinse thoroughly with clean water. This kills a significant percentage of surface bacteria, mold spores, and pesticide residue. Some food safety experts recommend a 1-2 punch. Spray with hydrogen peroxide, let it sit, then spray with white vinegar, and rinse. The combination is more effective than either alone. This works particularly well for berries, leafy greens, and other produce that tends to harbor bacteria in its surface texture. 12. Clean and brighten your summer grout. Outdoor tiles, bathroom grout, kitchen backsplash. Summer humidity makes grout a breeding ground for mold and mildew. The dark staining that develops in grout lines is one of the most stubborn cleaning challenges in any home. Hydrogen peroxide destroys mold and mildew on contact and lifts the dark staining from grout without the harsh fumes of bleach. Make a paste with hydrogen peroxide and baking soda, apply it to the grout lines, let it sit for 15 to 20 minutes, then scrub with an old toothbrush and rinse. For outdoor tiles on patios and pool surrounds, spray undiluted hydrogen peroxide on the grout. Let the sun enhance the reaction. Scrub and rinse. Regular treatment throughout summer keeps grout looking clean and prevents mold from establishing a foothold. 13. Boost your garden plant's growth and health. This one sounds almost too good to be true, but it is backed by real science. Hydrogen peroxide releases oxygen when it breaks down, and plant roots, especially in soil that has become compacted or overwatered, genuinely benefit from increased oxygen availability at the root level. A solution of about 1 teaspoon of 3% hydrogen peroxide per cup of water applied to the soil around your plants once a week can improve root health, prevent root rot, and even boost overall plant growth. It also kills soil-borne pathogens and fungal infections that frequently devastate summer gardens. Gardeners who use this technique regularly often report noticeably healthier plants, particularly tomatoes, peppers, and herbs, all of which tend to struggle in the hot, humid conditions that summer brings. 14. Freshen and disinfect. Outdoor play equipment. Children's outdoor play equipment, slides, climbing frames, sandboxes, water tables, accumulates an extraordinary amount of bacteria, mold, algae, and general grime over the summer. Parents often overlook this, but outdoor play equipment can be genuinely hazardous from a microbial standpoint. A thorough spray down with 3% hydrogen peroxide, allowed to sit for 5 to 10 minutes before rinsing, effectively sanitizes all of these surfaces without leaving any toxic residue that could harm children or pets. Do this at the beginning of summer and then once a month throughout the season, with spot cleaning after rain. Pay particular attention to sandboxes, which are a particular concern, because animals can use them as litter boxes when children are not present. A light spray of hydrogen peroxide on the surface of sandbox sand can help manage this problem. 15. Treat minor cuts and wounds from outdoor activities. This is the use most people already know, but the summer context makes it especially relevant. Outdoor summer activities, hiking, cycling, water sports, yard work, create countless opportunities for minor cuts, scrapes, and abrasions. The classic use of hydrogen peroxide as a wound cleanser has been somewhat debated by modern medicine. Some studies suggest it can slow healing in deep wounds by also killing healthy tissue. However, for initial cleaning of dirty cuts and scrapes, it remains one of the most effective tools available. It physically lifts debris out of wounds through its fizzing action and kills surface bacteria before you apply proper bandaging. The key is to use it once for initial cleaning, then switch to a gentle wound wash or saline solution for continued care. In summer situations where you are far from a pharmacy, camping, hiking, beach trips, that bottle of hydrogen peroxide in your first aid kit is genuinely invaluable. 16. Remove mold from summer sports and beach gear. Wetsuits, snorkeling gear, life jackets, beach bags, gym bags. Summer creates an enormous volume of wet equipment that, when stored improperly, develops mold and mildew incredibly fast. The smell is distinctive, unpleasant, and difficult to eliminate once established. Hydrogen peroxide is one of the most effective mold-killing agents available. Spray affected equipment thoroughly with 3% hydrogen peroxide, let it sit for at least 10 minutes, then rinse and allow to dry completely in the sun. For fabric items, you can soak them in a diluted hydrogen peroxide solution before rinsing. This works on wetsuits, beach bags, canvas totes, rubber equipment, and most synthetic fabrics. It eliminates not just the surface mold, but kills the spores, preventing regrowth. 17. Create a natural deodorant for hot summer days. This final use is one that more and more people are discovering as they move away from aluminum-based commercial deodorants. Hydrogen peroxide kills the bacteria on skin that are responsible for body odor. It does not stop sweating, but it eliminates the microbial activity that turns sweat into smell. Apply a small amount of 3% hydrogen peroxide to a cotton pad and wipe it under your arms. Allow it to dry before dressing. You can use this alone or in combination with a small amount of baking soda for enhanced effectiveness. Many people find that this works as well as commercial deodorants for everyday use. And during summer, when bacterial activity on the skin is highest, it can be remarkably effective. It is gentle on skin, leaves no staining on clothing, and costs virtually nothing. For anyone sensitive to the fragrances and chemicals in commercial deodorants, This is a genuine summer game changer. A few important safety notes. Before you go running to your bathroom cabinet, a few important reminders. Always use 3% concentration for household and personal use. Higher concentrations are for industrial purposes and can cause serious burns. Never swallow hydrogen peroxide. It is safe for mouth rinsing when diluted, but swallowing even small amounts can cause irritation and vomiting. Keep it in its original dark bottle away from light and heat. Hydrogen peroxide breaks down quickly when exposed to light, which is why it comes in that brown bottle. Test on a small area first when using on fabric or plants, especially if you are using it for the first time. Store it properly. Once opened, hydrogen peroxide loses its potency over time. If it no longer fizzes when you pour it on a wound, it is likely broken down and needs to be replaced. The bottom line: one bottle, 17 incredible summer uses, less than $2 at any store. Hydrogen peroxide is one of those rare products that genuinely over-delivers on its promise, and summer is the season when its usefulness reaches its absolute peak. From keeping your family safe from foodborne illness to brightening your smile before a summer wedding, from healing sunburns to saving your white linen shirt from a grass stain, this little brown bottle belongs in every home, every first aid kit, every beach bag, and every summer cleaning routine. Share this with every person you know who is heading into summer without knowing these tricks. It might just be the most useful thing they read all season. And if you made it all the way to the end, thank you. That means you are exactly the kind of person who values real, practical, life-improving information. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss content like this, and leave a like if you learned something new today. Every like and subscription tells us to keep making content like this, and it helps other people find these tips when they need them most. See you in the next one. Disclaimer: always consult a medical professional for serious health concerns. The tips in this article are for general informational purposes and are not a substitute for professional medical advice.